I don't know, it may look familiar to you. It is some lyrics. It's
Yeah.
1989.
Well,
Fight the Power.
Well, one thing that made it a different type of thing than just recording and trying to find an anchored home for your writing is that it was a commission work. And so as early as maybe a year before, we sat down and had lunch with Spike in Soho in Manhattan, and he said, I need an anthem. So when he said I need an anthem, that made my wheels turn. Musically, we could figure out what fits along the way, but words, what make a rap record, a rap song.
That's right.
So we were commissioned to come through with this song that reflected what his movie was about. Hip hop was understood at a point where we could figure out, what is anthemic. And what was needed and necessary at that time.
Right.
And we didn't have to go outside our city to see, the certain frictions that were going on in society.
Real talk.
New York had a big microscope on the society at that time. So you had to pay attention to news. You had to pay attention to the transition of events. And you had to be on top of things like that. Not just on top of the streets and slang, because it wasn't about making things so it could hit the streets. It was like,
because there's an intelligence that's in Fight the Power. There's definitely, it's not just looking for street music.
No, we had to nail the theme of the anthem.
Yeah, and I think the anthem is important because anthems have the ability to stand the test of time. So here we are in 2020 talking about a song in 1989 that I saw with my own eyes. 10-year-olds and 60-year-olds still being able to sing and have a sense of, I think Fight the Power, the phrase has become personal for a lot of people that, some people are fighting the power of being discriminated against. Some people are fighting the power against, gender or economic inequality. So Fight the Power is taking on a personal meaning.
You've got to fight the power, fight the power. Let me hear you say, fight the power. You've got to fight the power, fight the power. Let me hear you say, fight the power. You've got to fight the power, fight the power. Let me hear you say, fight the power. Yeah, we've got to fight the power.
Culture reflects people. Rock and roll does it best, especially in the modern days of counting 100 years back, where it's well documented in the things that they call records. Hip-hop comes from the uses of records, and it's the voiceover records. Hip-hop is actually a making of many different sounds and many different textures and many different voices and sounds, because you cannot separate the people and the history from what rock and roll is.